Alright, so I haven't played RuneScape in a while. More medical related stuff going on, and just in general, have been doing other game stuff, kind of keep my mind off things. Uh, so I logged in today, first time since the update with clues, so you can stack clue scroll boxes up to 5. Wish it was more than 5, but it is what it is. Um, because it's only 5, I'm thinking I might be opening all my beginner clues, because those you get the quickest. And big update happened where birds' nests with beginner clues, you get the bird's nest. You don't just get a beginner clue anymore. You get the bird's nest and the beginner clue, which is amazing. So if I can get rid of the beginner clue need, I don't have to juggle all these beginner clues while doing woodcutting. But every single one of these beginner clues, like 20 right here, is a bird's nest now, compared to before where it wasn't, which is huge. So if I can get the beginner clue scrolls, which there's only 16 things I need, if I can get this done, then I never have to touch beginner clues again. Which would be very beneficial, because then if I AFK things, okay, get up to 5 easy clues, medium, hard, elite, whatever it is, I can work with that. So we'll go to Watson, see what that's about. Apparently you can try to catch any hunter creature, you just fail 100% of the time. Don't know if that's just some random tidbit of information that they're adding whenever you log in these days. I have a minor hard scroll case and a major hard scroll case. I don't know what these are. I don't know why I only have the hard ones. Um, I haven't played in so long. I just logged in to do miscellanea, make sure that that was up to date. I have no idea what's going on here. You can see how little I've played with the playtime being still around 426 days, 11 hours. It's been like 8 months plus since I got the 420 days played time, so that's definitely, yeah. And I don't know why, but I just keep these paste in my inventory these days because you can like lock shit. I have 9 inventory spaces right now that I just keep as other stuff. Um, so I'm gonna figure out what this stackable scroll boxes stuff specifically is, because there's another big thing. If this works the way that I think it does, we can open up our beginner clues up to the point where we have 5 master clues. So this master clue plus 4 caskets, scroll boxes, I guess, would be what it would be. So we might actually be able to open up clues for the first time in probably 2 years at this point because of my break. And sadly, the stack did not grow higher. The stack would easily be over 300. 300? It's already over 300. Over 1,000. It's already 300, 500. It's over 600 clues already. Definitely could have done it in time. Pheasant nest. Okay, I don't need that event. That's fine. In regards to forestry, all I need, which forestry has basically been what I've been doing AFK. You've seen in the previous clips. I've been doing that AFK while I work on other stuff because I haven't been able to actually like put my time, focus, effort into RuneScape again, which if I could, Barbarian Assault would be done. I just want to get that done so I can get back to playing the game. I do have some medical stuff coming up though. I'll touch up on that more. I don't know if it's going to be just like a throw-in clip later on in the video, or if it's going to be like the start of the next video. Uh, really not sure. But I have a procedure coming up and some other medical stuff, so I will go over that. I think best to go over it would be after the genetic research comes back as well as the procedure is done, just to make sure that everything I say is accurate, because there's still a few things that we're not sure about, but yeah, I'll just briefly touch up on it here I had to go to the hospital back in late April for some internal bleeding issues. Pretty bad. Uh, they did colonoscopy, endoscopy to see what's going on. Is there any issues? They found over 20 polyps in the upper area of the GI tract. Uh, Based on location and size, there was a 50 millimeter one that they couldn't remove. There was a 40 millimeter one that they did remove, and there were 5 other smaller ones that they removed. But because of how much bleeding that I had whenever I was sent to the hospital and just the location and size of that 50 millimeter one, they did not want to remove more, and they are precancerous. So they were like, you need to get these out as soon as possible. Because like back in 2019, we had a colonoscopy to make sure, hey, I was having my stomach problems, my IBS problems and everything, really bad nausea, couldn't eat, couldn't do things. So we were like, all right, we got to figure out what's going on, rule things out. We had an endoscopy, colonoscopy back then. They didn't find anything. They were like, all right, mild gastritis, you got the IBS, we'll just proceed forward with that. They didn't see any polyps back then. That was 6 years ago. The doctor said that the rate in which these polyps have grown, I guess I'm just going on a tirade on this, but this is like the information we have right now, at least. The rate the polyps have grown is extremely fast. The size that they are should have taken 10 to 15 years to get to that size. They did it in less than 6 because they saw nothing on the previous colonoscopy. So there's concerns about potential genetic conditions and what's going on there. My dad doesn't know his dad, so we don't really have like that whole side of the family on things. So we went to get genetic testing done. We're waiting on the results for that. We're waiting on the other colonoscopy to get the rest of the polyps removed. We're going to hope that there's no genetic condition making me susceptible to polyps. We're going to hope that there is no precancerous polyp turned into a cancerous polyp over the time that we're waiting to get this procedure done in the next couple weeks. And we're hoping that there won't be any future polyps growing. So I'm glad that it's not cancerous. At first I was kind of like terrified about the fact that I had this bleeding issue that was really bad. But in the end, it resulted in a good thing, because if I didn't have that bleed, we would have never found out about all these polyps. Which means it would have turned into cancer. Because what they were saying was, it's not about if it becomes cancer, it's about when it becomes cancer. So the fact that we got it before it became cancer, huge. Huge relief. So that's kind of the situation, how things have been going. There's been a lot on my mind because of how things have been going. And so kind of just not really been in the mindset for RuneScape, and haven't really wanted to have like downer streams or just streams where I'm not talking or anything. So I've been playing variety games to kind of just spice things up a little bit, get some variety in there, some enjoyment where I can. And I really want to get back to RuneScape, that's for sure. But hoping that after the procedure's done, things are better, things are in good standing, and there's some other changes to my life that have been happening lately, so not sure how that's going to affect schedule or when I'll be able to play for certain periods of time, but we'll see what happens. And thanks for watching. Appreciate all of you. I'm sorry for the long break from RuneScape, and looking forward to get back to it. And yeah, love you guys. Okay, I'm a little confused because I'm looking up the scroll cases, and it's saying that you open the scroll case, erase the caps on number of scroll boxes by 1. The miner increases it by 1. The mimic increases it by 1 for a cap of 5. It says that I have to open it, but it says that they're in my collection log. So have I gotten them? Do I have to go to Watson to get them? And is it saying that I've only done enough hard clues for this? Because if I go clues beginner, I've done 18. I got enough to get the hard or the major one. Okay, clues easy. I'll get the minor, but not the major, I think, for that one. Clues medium. I'll get the minor, but not the major for that one. I already have the major for hard, and we should be able to get the major for elite. No, you have to do that with upon completing 25 master clue scrolls and upon 75 master clue scrolls. Oh wait, it's tiered based on the tier? Or is it just master that has to change? It's 5100 for elite, or 5150 for elite. I don't know why this page is taking so long to load. Come on. Show the damn text. Taking so long, all my beginner clues are gonna disappear from the ground. Ah, yes. Google Chrome, everyone. Most dog shit fucking browser these days. So it looks like it does change the tier based on, like, the amount that you need based on the tier. Ah, yes. Gotta love it when you click close tab and it's like, sorry, we gotta take 10 minutes to process closing your tab. Meanwhile, you have a video game that can literally do things within a fucking 0.6 seconds next to it. Like, Google Chrome honestly went to shit as soon as they were like, we don't support uBlock Origin anymore. So it went from functional browser to, hey, nothing works because everything is so riddled with ads or just so fucking slow that it can't process things. It is the direct correlation with that when things went problematic for me. I need to switch browsers, 100%. But I'm gonna go do all these beginner clues and then head over to Watson, stack them in here, and then do miscellanea, and I'll be back to you with that clip. I had gotten one of the Palador Park music clues, so whenever I get those, I tend to be like, all right, you like this song? Let's see what kind of taste you have. And then I was like, I want some nostalgia from some RuneScape music, so I tossed it on random. But did those clues, got the caskets. I did get a hard clue casket or clue scroll box from my birdhouse run. Unexpected, but that's nice. Which, the one thing that kind of sucked was always, what if I got more than one clue in a birdhouse run? Then I feel like shit, because it's just a waste. But now you don't have to feel like it's a waste. It's like, wow, you can still play the game the same way, but you're not losing shit you would have gotten anyway. I still don't understand why people were against clue scroll boxes and stackable clues. Like we have stackable caskets. What's the difference? Either way, you have to do the clue to get the reward. It's just a quality of life convenience factor of not having to teleport around just to save time. Personally, I would have liked it to have unlimited stacking clues. Why? Because then I could, oh, I don't know, AFK skilling like a normal person would have 10 years ago. No problem. Instead of going, oh, well, they added clues to skilling, and now to make that be efficient, I can't not do the clues that I get from skilling. So if I get like medium hard, if I get a hard or an elite clue, I'm instantly doing those. I get a shit ton of beginner clues, so it's kind of pointless with beginner clues a lot of the time. It's really annoying. I'm pretty sure I've ranted about this before, but we're at Watson now. Tell me more about scroll boxes. Uh-huh. You can get scroll cases by completing clues. You can get up to 2 extra scroll cases for each clue tier by doing that kind of clue. You can give the exact number, but you wouldn't worry about them. You'll get them eventually. The Mimic has those as well. Statistics board by the door. I thought it maxed out at 5. Do I have to get the Mimic one to max it at 5? Masters? Wait, so is this like 2 scrolls plus 1 clue? 4 scrolls plus 1 clue? Or is it 4 scrolls? And 1 scroll counts as a clue. How does that work? Which one is it? I don't want to waste... Because here's the thing. I want to do master clues now. Or not master clues. Open clues now because the master clues can be gotten. And I can have at least 1 stacked. But if this means that I could have 2 total between a clue and a scroll... No. It says scroll box capacities. So by that, it would mean separate from the clue, inside the scroll box, you could have 2. Because I have a hard clue right now, and I have a hard clue scroll box. So that would mean that since it says scroll box capacities, it's saying specifically within the scroll. So this means I have a potential of 5 hard clues max, 1 within the scroll box, 1 as a clue. The more you say the word scroll, the more it seems like a weird fucking word. uh, okay. So is this saying that if you get the Mimic Scroll case, you can stock up a Mimic? So you could do back-to-back Mimics? Instead of like, oh, you... Well, actually, I don't even know how Mimics work entirely, because I haven't had a Mimic yet. But, 75 caskets for the next easy. I think I barely have enough. Wait, do I not have enough? Okay, we barely have enough. So we'll have max beginners, the next tier of easy, the next tier of medium, hard is maxed out, and I think we'll be maxing out elites as well. But the situation with the masters is different. I'm also kind of changing the way things are here. So it's going to be scroll boxes beneath the caskets, and then the regular clue would be down here type thing. Or I would just swap out the casket and the scroll box with that. move down these capes a little bit to make it like that. And yeah, I think that's what it means on how it works. But at the same time, it's like, fuck. I wanted to have over 1,000 clues by the time I opened them. To be completely honest, it's almost as if I've been stalling opening the clues. Because we have our task of Greater Demons, which we could do at Zammy. Hope for the Zammy hilt, which is what we had been doing with the Bofa, although I was not very on point with my clicks with it, and I was getting killed a lot or having short trips. But I heard that the Synapse, the range version, is really good because it's better than the Bofa against Zammy, and it has the option of freezing them in place with the spec. So I've heard that is really worth it, which has made me contemplate if I'm going to do the rest of this task at Zammy, or if I'm going to do the While Gothic Sleeps quest and do that until I get the synapses. Quite more quests I have to do again. Oh, there's another mini quest too. And I still have to get around to doing Night at the Theater. I've been putting that off too. But so now I have an idea of how the scroll boxes work. I will figure out exactly what I'm doing with the clues, if I'm opening them, if not, things like that. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm confused. You have a sneaking suspicion you would have received a beginner scroll box. One scroll box, one clue. It said I could have 2 clues within the scroll box. So it counts the clue inside the scroll box and not in the scroll box? Because it's kind of confusing to say, oh yeah, the scroll box capacity is 2. But that's not the capacity of the scroll box. That's just the capacity of clue scrolls. So how do you get the 5th? Is it from the Mimic? Hold on, I need to look at this again. Okay, so yeah, the Mimic scroll case awarded from the Mimic raises the cap on the number of scroll boxes for all tiers by 1. So the fact that I haven't been able to get a single Mimic in like 15 or whatever master clues, I now can't have an extra clue in each tier because of that. That's crazy. All right, so we switched over for Forestry to Southeast Prifddinas because it's much better in terms of everything. You get 2 minutes for each tree before they go and get chopped down because there's another timer based on the tree type. There's so many more events here compared to Willows at Draenor. This is like literally we had event, not even a minute later, event, not even a minute later, event. It is absurd. Because at Draenor, you're going like an hour, you might get 2 events. You might go 2 hours, you might get 3 events. Just like ridiculous. Plus you have a bank literally right here. It's even closer than Draenor. Plus it's U-logs, so it's like actually useful stuff to get. As you can see, I'm dropping the beginner clues because I can only have 3 total. 2 total? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's 2 total. Anyway. So, what we were hoping to see with Forestry is what we just got. The petal garland. Which means once I buy the funky shaped log, the log brace, and the clothes pouch blueprint, all we need is the fox whistle, which we either get from the fox event or we spend our bark to get it. I was kind of pissed off that I didn't have the garland yet, especially since I got a second golden pheasant egg like 10 minutes ago. I hopped worlds, so it was more like 20 minutes ago. Okay. So I had just gotten a duplicate. And I'm like, all I want is the petal garland because it's the only thing you can't buy with bark. The only thing, which I kind of questionable why they would do that. Like, yeah, it's not a transmog, but it is a collection log slot. So if you're gonna make it so the golden egg and the whistle are buyable, why is this not buyable? It's kind of interesting, but I don't mind it because this means that we are basically done with forestry. We just need to AFK some more, get some more bark, maybe get lucky with the whistle, and we are done with forestry. Okay, so I got a second petal garland at a druid event that happened less than a minute ago. And look, there's another druid event right now. If I get a third one, when I was struggling to get this first one, I get a duplicate egg, and then I get 2 to maybe 3 petal garlands? If I get a third one right here, back to back to back, I'm going... what the fuck? See, what's funny about this too is I didn't even realize I got the second one until I looked at my inventory, and it's like, wait a second, what's that doing there? Because I banked the other one, and it didn't like say like, oh yeah, you got a collection log. It didn't say anything about that, and I was expecting to see it say like you got awarded it. Oh, they do say it. They hand you a petal garland. Ah, so I did get it back to back, but no back to back to back. And Looney for life, appreciate the sub. All right. So I figured that since I have the garland now, let's buy everything that we can. Which also means sell everything that we can. Wait, was I keeping those bird, or not bird, the bee's nest stuff? Was there a purpose for that? Can you even sell these 150, 250? I mean, having a duplicate is pointless, so I might as well. 75,000 is what I thought. Let me just double check what it is I need. Log brace and those. Okay. So, funky shaped log. Ah, right, I gotta grab all my logs. 15k for that. 3k for that. Everything needs noted logs? Oh my gosh. You know, I'm gonna just pull out every single log that I have. Like, they're right here. Why did... Something makes me think that I actually was keeping them for something. But now I have no idea. It's been so long. Right. Was there any other logs? Is that it? Could have just done this the whole time. Just make things take longer. Purchase one of these. clothes pouch blueprint, 1 log brace. For a second, it wasn't popping up, and I was like, wait, did I mess up some? And then the funky shaped log. Which means 75k for this. So we need 54k. Or getting lucky to get the fox whistle. And we are done with forestry. I was kind of hoping that I would get the beaver along the way. We have not gotten the beaver yet, which means that there will still be some AFK woodcutting in the future. Probably being redwood trees. And that'll be where we AFK until we get the beaver. So I accidentally opened this beginner clue, but let me move my mic over and start this over again. So I accidentally opened up my beginner clue, and I know that I'm gonna be opening up clues soon since there are more clues we can hold now, and I want to actually have that in as many tiers as possible, first off. And second off, if we get lucky enough to greenlog beginner clues already, I could just stop picking those up, and that would save me a lot of the time and clue juggling I've been doing, because if I'm AFKing woodcutting for forestry, which 30,000 bark to go and I'm done, and if I don't get the whistle by then at least. And yeah, so like I just keep dropping any clue that I get, especially because they made it so beginner clue scrolls come with a nest now. So it's a free nest every time, and you get them frequently. So I get like 10 free nests that I didn't before because they changed the update. That's beginner clue number 19. And we will be, like I said, opening the clues. We're going to start with beginner clues because hopefully we can greenlog it and you cannot get a master clue. Then we will do easy clues until we get master clues. As soon as I get the master clue, I will try to do it. I'll juggle this clue that I have right now, and we'll try to do it. If it lands on something that I can end up grinding out, I'll grind it out. If we end up on something, like if we end up on another Zammy Hilt, I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm kind of concerned about that. So I might just get the second master clue, continue with what we were doing, and hold off on the rest of the clues. So it would be around 280, maybe even 300 beginner clues by the time I get around to this. They'll be in the next few days probably. And we'll see how far into these we'll go. We're not going to be touching the hard or elite clues, basically. Those are still going to keep stacking, because that's lots of master clue chances there. But yeah, that was my mistake on opening up that clue. But we are almost done with forestry. We come over here, well, collection log, mini games, other, forestry. So this is what our forestry log looks like. We had 1 golden egg before we got any petal garlands. Then when I got my first petal garland, I got it back to back the next time. Then I got 1 more golden egg. Then I got 1 more petal garland. And then towards the end of it, 2 more golden pheasant eggs. No fox whistle. But thankfully, they added it here. You can buy it for 75k. There's our fox whistle. We do not have the beaver pet, even after 24.8 million woodcutting XP. I think I was somewhere around 20 mil XP in woodcutting whenever we started forestry. A lot of it I did at Willows, partially because I needed willow logs, but then the other part was just like, I don't know where else to go. The last bit I did at Prifddinas yew trees towards where Volcano entrance is. And as you can expect with woodcutting and RuneScape, public chat is ridiculous. I'm glad that we're done. This means that I'm done with woodcutting, I think. I know that Val Totems just came out, so I don't exactly know what I have to do for that. I have a lot of logs in the bank, so if I just need to use those logs, that's fine. If I need to get more logs, that's also fine. I will be doing redwood AFK for the rest of my beaver grind, I believe, because I need redwood logs for birdhouse runs, and I also looked up a little bit of stuff about the Val Totems, and I would want to use redwood logs for that probably. But yeah, yet another green log completion here. And also, as you can see, I've not been playing much at all. If I was actually playing consistently, I could easily get 12 hours of time played a day because it's just so easy to wait until you're 6 hour logged if you're just at home and you have the 25-minute AFK timer on. If it wasn't for the 25-minute AFK timer, it wouldn't stack up that fast, but at that point, like, even if I just AFK until it kicks me off, that's 25 minutes added to the timer, even if I'm, like in the shower while it's while the game is up. But yeah, so got ourselves our forestry outfit. Probably the only time I'll ever wear this petal garland. Might use that for the thumbnail of the next video because it's been like 10 months since I uploaded a RuneScape video. I have uploaded other stuff on my other channel, but we're keeping 10 of the sturdy beehive parts for the sake of being able to make the beehive if I ever wanted to.